Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? We back again with another one. Northwest and Chill. I am your host and creator, Big Easy. Got my co-host here.
Hey, what's up, guys? What's up? Lumans here, coming to you guys. Another illustrious episode. I think this is our fourth episode now, or
Uh, yeah,
fifth, maybe.
fifth, I believe. It's gonna say four because episode zero. You know,
Yeah.
the infamous episode zero. I think it's still one of our best episodes, honestly.
Mhm.
Um, the complete rip. It was a great episode, actually. But anyway, so we're back again. It's another episode. First thing I wanted to talk about, man, really just over the weekend. What'd you do over the weekend? I had a lot of projects like house stuff I was doing. What'd you get into?
Oh man, I just had a regular chill weekend. You know what I mean? Well, chill and normal as I try to make it. We're the county that I live in is in phase one of the reopenings, so there's small things opening and whatnot. But I
Okay.
could drive a few blocks down the street, which is longer than a block. But you get to another little county and everything's open. There are other phases of opening, so.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I got a chance. I went and got really stoned and went to a buffet, which is kind of cool.
Which
Um,
buffet did you go to?
I went to Golden Corral. It
Okay.
was reminded me of the old
Okay.
lunch lines. You know, you walk through and then it's kind of like like a cafeteria serve. You walk by and they put it on your plate for you, like
Oh, they were
you
doing it
want,
like that. They were actually
yeah,
putting it on your plate. Oh, interesting.
like you want mystery meat or do you want not mystery meat? I'm like, I'll take some of the green. You know what I mean? So it's pretty cool though. You know what I mean? Things like I said, things are a little different. I try to go out there and go to stores, go out there, try just try to feel like shit's normal again instead of everything being closed. Which is I'm tired of fucking online shopping, man. I'm tired of that
Man,
shit.
don't get me started online shopping, but no. So,
How
I,
was your weekend, my man? What'd you get into?
man, basically, I had this project. I've been working on this raised flower beds in the backyard, and I went and got the wood, and I got them done, and I've been kind of sitting on them. I haven't actually finished making them. So I finished making it, put the last screws in. Went and got the dirt. Um, went to this nursery, right? Or
Hmm?
not nursery, but it's a big some of those places you see on the side of the road. They got the big giant mountains of dirt over here, and I had to
Yeah, yeah. I
pulled
know what
in
you're
with the
talking about.
pickup truck, and they
Like sawdust
dump
or
it in with
rock and stuff.
the thing. But it was
Mhm.
like $35 for basically a truckload of dirt, and the same load would have cost me like $200 at Home Depot. I was doing the math. I'm like $30, and they just really pull a little tractor, the thing up, boom, dump it right in the back of my truck, drive off. I'm thinking like, man, I went to Home Depot. I almost spent $200 on dirt, and I would have been sorely upset if I would have did
Right.
that without finding out this first. But no, I finally got that done. We got some plants planted. Wife's happy. We watered it thoroughly last night, and then of course it rained profusely all night
Yeah.
and this morning.
Monsoon season.
So
I
we
feel
basically
like these times, especially during everything's closed, everybody's locked up, everybody's inside and whatnot, it allows you to do way more hobbies. So it's like a procrastinator's worst nightmare because you can
it's
stack yourself with all this shit and then just not get to it. Or like you said,
yeah.
you even want to do these and now you have the perfect allotted time to make something like this.
Yeah, these are like you're running out of excuses to not finish that project kind,
Right. Right.
Yeah, man, I've been started this. You might as well do it now. Home Depot's still open. Home Depot's and Lowe's, their stock has probably went up a lot because people are
Oh yeah.
getting things done. I've been watching my neighbors. I'm seeing things getting built. My guy behind me, he's getting his fence redone. He's been doing it himself. I got here chainsaws or saws over here. People are doing things. Home Depot and Lowe's are packed every time I go there. So I know people are getting things done. But basically, that's all I did, man. Staying around the house, doing a lot of that, cooking food, barbecuing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Got to stay on that grill. Um,
Watch those UFC fights myself. Some good
oh
fights.
yeah, there was some fights.
Good
That's right.
fights in the female division. Good old Jessica I missed weight after she's usually criticized people about missing weight. She missed weight and
Ooh,
actually took the loss. Um, yeah, so
took the loss.
it's weird when
Didn't
you
make weight.
yeah, it's weird when you criticize so much about not making weight, then you don't make weight, and then you still are smiling and gloating like you're on top of the world. This is your job.
You know what?
It's
That's
like
funny.
missing. It's like missing your punch every day and still being pumped up. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, hitting somebody with something that you end up doing yourself. Like who was it? The best one ever. A lot of people don't realize. 50 Cent, Ja
yeah.
Rule. 50 Cent
Oh
got on
man, that
Ja
was a
Rule.
beef. Wasn't that a beef?
Bro, that it's not even over. That's
Oh,
not
you know that
it's
ain't
not
over,
over.
huh?
But he got him so bad about singing in his songs and stuff. And then he goes and does like the candy shop. Like, you serious? You sat here and got on this man. Then you used what he was doing to make a bag.
Hey, he ain't dumb, man. He was just hating. It was like the old player hit his ball. Charlie Murphy said it the best. He was like, I wasn't mad, or no, I think it was who was it? Priest O'Neal. He's like, I wasn't mad at all the money I wasn't mad at all the drugs they were selling. I was mad at all the money they were making. It's like, yeah, the motherfucker's mad because he wasn't making that money. You think
It's
that sweet little money, you know?
It's just hilarious. It's knocking somebody and then using that, or becoming whatever that is you're knocking somebody for. You know,
well, there's an up and coming contender named Sahara Eubanks, and she's pretty good. Never, awesome, phenomenal, and she missed weight a few times. And Jessica I had she was pretty critical of it. And then now coming to see that Jessica I missed weight, it was funny to hear Sahara Eubanks actually put her 2 cents in there, like, oh, you got something to say now,
right?
Like,
you got something to say.
It makes it a little sweeter for me. You know what I mean? I always like that. It makes it a little sweeter for me.
And like, you know what? And with combat sports, you kind of need that little bit of extra something, because it's easy to blend in if you're not a super exciting fighter, like knocking out people or super technical. So that little bit of beef, like, you know, that
who
almost
didn't grow up with some beef? Like, I was gonna say pro wrestling. Who didn't grow up with that beef? Like,
exactly.
And this is what I love about it. At the end of the day, you really get to punch this man in the face. You don't like the motherfucker? You really get to punch this man in the face. That's a pretty
and it makes it satisfying for
healthy
the
thing.
Fan. Me, like, what was it, the
Colby Covington
fight?
Yeah, Covington Usman. He ran his mouth for so long.
How much he wanted to punch him in the face, but you know, those are things that can work against you, because if you're certain fighters who get out of their element when they're upset or angry, and the people use that like against him. Chael Sonnen is one of the good examples. He used to get in all his opponent's head, you know, just bad shit. And then he got, you know.
Or even like a guy like one of the Diaz brothers. They're literally talking shit to you while you're fighting them. They're talking shit to you while you're fighting them, so it just gets under your skin. You can't do anything about it.
And instead of punching you, they start slapping you.
Which is even fucking worse. Hey, man, at least you're in a fist fight with this mother. You can at least settle it to a NBA.
But at that point, it's like he's talking shit to me before the fight. Now, during the fight, and I can't even do anything to stop him from talking shit. I hit him in the face twice, and he's still talking shit.
You brought up the Covington fight, for instance. He ran his mouth, talked so much shit, and he got his jaw broken. That's satisfying to me.
That's what I'm saying.
It literally shut him up because, hey, he knew he came back a few months later with an excuse, but it took him a few months to come back.
Yeah,
I was glad his jaw got broken.
Was broken.
It was satisfying to me. So mixed martial arts appeases that to me. I love it, man. We had some good fights this week, good stuff. And other than that, man, just starting the week out, getting this going, you know?
Yeah, as you guys probably don't know, we record on Mondays. We're actually switching next week. We're still undecided if we're going to move the show to a Tuesday instead of a Wednesday, because we're going to record earlier, but we'll definitely let you guys know when we figure that out. But anyway, it's Monday. You'll see you guys hear this on Wednesday.
Yeah, good old Monday. See, and that's another thing too. Having lapse time in between shows to promote it and whatnot and get all these things are crucial to us for getting our new show off their feet. But at the same time, I like when information's fresh. I don't want to wait 3 or 4 days for our stuff to be out, because then there's more stuff. You know, there's already something new. So it's like quicker the better, guys. And I just say thanks again, guys, for already tuning in.
Definitely
rolling, man.
Yeah, and exactly to his point, you know, being able to turn it around and promotion. I know promotion doesn't seem like much, and we're not professionals at this. This is definitely a hobby that we care a lot about. We put as much time and care into it as we can. I have a family. He has a family. We have other jobs and things that we have to do, but we definitely put everything else that we have into this. So being able to have a schedule that allows us to upload at a better time, record at a better time is just better. It's nothing that's going to take away from the show. I want to put that out there for sure. The show is going to stay the quality it is, if not better, with the time that we're going to have.
Yeah, we're just going to curate it, and we're just going to grow and get better, like you're saying. So within time, everything grows, and you know, we're going to stay with our roots. We're going to augment our roots, and we're going to grow, and we're just going to get better. So, like I said, this is just fun, and like I said, if you guys are enjoying it as much as we are,
totally, man. This is a ride, and we're taking it, and we're having a great time with it. Also today, towards the end of the show, I know we put it off for a couple of weeks, but we're going to crown our comedy bracket champion that will go up against one of the drama.
I'm probably saying horror. We should probably do horror. Comedy and horror, it's yin and yang, man.
Well, we got to do a straight-up comedy champion. Then we're going to do the drama champion the next week.
The horror champion.
We got to do a sitcom, or not a sitcom, excuse me, game show, reality show champion.
We should do like say sitcom champion versus game show champion because they're both TV type shows.
Yeah.
And do horror versus comedy type or versus drama. You know what I mean? Because
So
those will match up a little better.
before that, we need to come up with the horror shows. We need to come up with at least.
I ain't finna have Mike Tyson fight Golden Boy. You know what I mean?
Or movies, we should say horror movies, not shows. So, but yeah, we'll definitely put horror in the mix. They can definitely have a chance to take the whole thing. But today we're gonna crown the champion. See what time it is there. But with that, so I wanted to talk about. So let's jump into this real quick. So,
all right,
the whole Seattle, I don't know what to even call it. I can't they call it a CHOP. It's like Capitol Hill occupied.
It's an acronym for their meeting location.
Yeah.
Capitol Hill area. This is their meeting location, and they just use it as an acronym. Like, say if we're going to meet at St. John's, we call it STJB, St. John's Bridge. You know what I mean? So
it seems though they have made it a permanent residence type of thing. From the article I was reading today, they were switching the name. Now it's Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, or the CHAZ, by protesters. So basically, it looks like, I mean, from what I've seen from little clips and articles that I'm kind of glancing at, I'm not going to get a full story. They were actually planting plants there to grow. They're talking to trying to get hold of the city about water situation. And I know you were telling me before that there's something similar to this in Portland already.
Yes, yeah. They went through a lot of legislatures and a bunch of fucking tape that it cut. But basically, it looked like Shantytown when it started, and now you go by it still looks like a shantytown. But they have like a water buffalo out there now. They have planted boxes like you're making.
And
they have solar panels.
Started up as a tent city, like a homeless city?
It was like a tent city or like a shanty town. It was people with their own like little shacks and you know they built their little shacks and stuff. It was a little upgraded from like a tent city, you know, tarps, and it was actually wood, but it was literally like a shanty town these people built, and they had to go through the city to get. Everybody wanted them out,
but they all came from like being homeless or deprived enough to not be able to afford a place out here. Is a whole other topic. We'll probably definitely.
I understand people wanting to live off the grid, and I get it. And it's hey, you to own versus you know, like paying into the system for something. I'd rather own something outright. I don't care if it's a $2,000 car that I own myself instead of paying $200 a month for the car payment. You know what I mean? So it's like these people have that entitlement, and everybody, the autonomous in the CHAZ, everybody is allowed their own autonomy. And I believe that if you don't have the money to do that and you want to live off the grid, there should be an okay place for you to do this. But there's a lot of people, like at first, I wasn't on board of it. It just looked like a bunch of homeless congregations, and usually that's a lot of littering, pollution, crime. I don't want to be like too biased with it, but it gets dangerous for a lot of people.
Okay, I can see definitely see all those points. I'm sorry, my camera was floating away from me. But my whole thing is this is like, I get the whole we're gonna occupy, we want to be away from the system, but when you're doing it inside the city, it's not really, you're not away from the system. Well, so I'm not what the accomplishment, what they're trying to accomplish is, I mean, from what I'm reading from the articles, they're trying to be like a less police. They don't want this about the police violence type of thing. They're trying to come up with a system for themselves to police themselves.
They want to start their own government, basically.
But they still want
to start your own governments with no money behind it, with no other backings, with no other anything. It just becomes some sort of rogue group that usually gets exercised by the law.
Basically, just somebody squatting.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I see it.
That's what it is.
I bust my ass sometimes. I pay rent. It gets tough. Portland's expensive. You know what I mean? I get it. And people out there like that, like, hey, I had my lights off before. I fucking been behind on my rent. Everybody has. Everybody's been hurt. You know what I mean? But at the same time, that motivated me to work harder. And I'm not saying these people don't work hard, but at the same time, you have to take the right steps so you're not just squatting on someone. Yeah. You're going to get pushed out.
And I don't like using the name of the protest in that. Like, you're taking this movement that's happening across the world
and you're
using it for your agenda to either not be accountable for housing or not want to work a job, let me put this straight. I'm not saying everybody out there is trying to do this, but that's what it's turning to. it's turning to this. We're just out here partying and living. And that's what the article said. The original protesters had to come out and speak to this town and be like, hey, this is not why we're here to be partying.
Yeah, we're not. We didn't come out here to loot.
We came out here for a movement. We're fine with you guys wanting to settle and do this, whatever here, but you guys are losing sight of what we came to do.
Yes, our original purpose is lost sight. Because here's the thing: sometimes you give somebody an inch, they're gonna take a mile, man.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting when it comes to this level.
It's like this. It's easy to get people motivated behind a cause. It's hard to keep them focused on that cause when they start moving. It's like it's like Juggernaut. He starts running towards a marble is rolling down the hill. Oh, that marble bounces, turn left. He can't turn left. He can't turn,
no. But if you stay in that same spot, damn sure he's gonna run your ass over.
He's gonna run you exactly. But things like this, there's a pivot and move. We're protesting. That's the starting point. We're protesting. Now we're being heard. Now we got to come up with actual ideas. We just can't keep protesting and protest. Like something has to come of it. Like
here's another thing too. Portland has one of the highest homeless populations downtown, and people move here to start out to be homeless because we're so kind and we treat people with humanity and the word autonomy. Yeah. Like in the Taz thing, people move here. So a lot of these people, there's people down there protesting. All these protesters have a purpose. They have a reason. These people probably have homes. These people pay mortgages. These people have jobs. You know what I mean? These people are fighting. And now a lot of these homeless people are joining them. They're getting a bad rap, or they're just looting and terrorizing the stuff down there. It brings in a lot of people that aren't the original protesters, like you said, that lose track of people's original site, and they just find a reason just to. It's like the new protest pictures, like we said before, is like the new what is it? The new fucking
it's like the influence
gym picture
trend.
It's the trend. You want to be part of the trend.
Protesting today,
or I'm taking a picture with my mask next to a cop. It's like this. If you don't have that picture, did you do it? It's like I don't need a validation at that point by any means.
This is why like a lot of these protests lose steam. Is because the opportunists are more loud or more vocal or more out here doing things than the actual main root cause people who are there to do it the right way, protest, and just do it the right way. Then you got these people that get, oh yeah, this is something going on. I got my
those brash people and their own ideals.
Yeah, they might believe 100% in the cause, but they don't know how to do anything else but their wildness or whatever it is, and they can't channel it the right way. And that's why these kind of movements always have these kind of these naysayers to them because of people like this. They come out, oh, he's looting over here, even though that person had nothing to do with this.
No,
or
not a bit.
This person, oh, look how this black cop got shot, or this black people are hurting people. Just because there's black people over doing doesn't mean this movement is part of that. And everybody gravitates to those things because it's
hot. It's a hot topic right now. And if it's a hot topic, and here's the thing. I hate saying it because I hope it's not like this, but how many people showed up before and how many people are going to show up after? That's all I want to know. Yeah. There's these people that now it's hot. It's hot. This is hot now. But was it hot before and was it hot after?
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, no, it wasn't. There are people that are being educated now. There are a lot of people who are coming around.
Oh,
I've seen this cool sign, man. It showed this white dude. He was older. He was going to say, he's like, man, sorry I showed up late, man. It took me a while to come around, but I'm finally here. It shows people. There's people out there that are willing to learn. But just as much as that, there's the toxic people out there who are willing to keep their same ideals.
Some of those guys just need more time. They need more
that's
information.
What I'm saying.
They need this.
We don't run a show from hate. We don't run a show stemming from hate. We don't run a show stemming from fear. No. There might be some violence in here from the mixed martial arts and other things that we talk about, but at the same time, we don't. This is. I'm not hate. I'm not fear. It's more love. You know what I mean? And
everybody else on board with that. Bringing out information, truth.
Oh yeah,
information. Like. Well, I have a story I was going to talk about. Here, let me see. I'm going to pull this up for you real quick.
Throw something up.
Let me see if I got it here. I believe I do. Oh, this is from earlier. I was watching.
I'll crack another beer real quick.
Open this up. That's not what I was trying to show you. And
all right. Where are we at on this one?
Right here. So this is a story from, I believe it's Oregonian. Or Oregon Live. So
I believe Oregon Live is from the Oregonian, I think?
I believe so. Maybe it's Oregon Live. Maybe that's their online name. I think it popped up on my email or my phone or something. But
it's not from The Onion.
There you go. This is real. So Oregon's founders sought a white utopia, a stain of racism that lives on even as the state celebrates its progressivism. So as much people think how great Portland is or Oregon is as far as moving forward and being accepting, that's not how this place started. And you could see how white Portland is. There's a lot of white people in Oregon, Portland especially. Not saying there's not black people, but I'm saying there's a lot. And it was by design. That's how they were doing it.
That's like when I was going to bring up something like redlining, specifically redlining. Mm-hmm. I went to Roosevelt. I went to one of the most multicultural high schools in Portland, the Portland Interscholastic League. But you go to any other schools, you go to like a Jefferson, you go to like a Grant, or not Jefferson, that was a bad one, like a Grant or a Lincoln or a Wilson. Those are predominantly all white schools. Then you hit like a Jesuit, a Central Catholic.
Grant kind of morphed a little bit. Grant.
Yeah, because sports, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Because they got your boy.
That's it.
Ndamukong Suh?
Yeah, before that, but that was the reason was sports, literally.
Oh yeah. So within that said, there's specific pockets and pools of Portland with like St. John's, the North Portland. This was like the Villa. This is the low income, underprivileged. This is the ghetto growing up. You know what I mean?
Bro, Northeast
compared to like the neighborhood how it is now. It's actually living in one of the most gentrified neighborhoods in Portland is kind of crazy. It is ridiculous. It's fucking crazy. Ridiculous.
Well, and think about this. I've lived in North Portland since I was born. So
87.
Yeah, so 79. So I've been there my whole
a little bit, my man.
My whole life, right? So I remember when Northeast Portland, Killingsworth, Ainsworth, all those.
That was the hood. That was the deep hood right there.
And North Portland was still hood, but Northeast was the hood.
Yeah.
Now, look at the change that's happening now. Remember when Gresham first started coming up? It was like,
not as bad.
No, it was like a nice little place to kind of be outside of Portland. And what did they do? They literally flipped it. They kicked everybody out to Gresham. And brought everybody else.
Well, like the new Columbia, the Villa.
Look at La Villa. Look at Northeast Portland now, and look at Gresham.
Well, and that's another thing.
Look at what they did. Look at it. It was not. There was Northeast. I'm sorry, Southeast Portland.
Southeast.
And all that was all white people. Gresham was all white people.
Yes, 100%.
They totally
100%.
flipped it. Now, my friend used to live in La Villa before they tore it down and rebuilt it.
The original
This is what they did. They found them another place to live in Southeast, another apartment. Said, this is what we'll do. We'll give you $900 to move yourself, or we'll move you for free. Like, move all your stuff, you pack it up, and we'll move it. Yeah. So obviously they took the $900.
Take for free, or take $900.
They found them a place for them that was like similar rent. I think it was about the same. They were like, and they did that to everybody, and everybody took the $900. I think it was, $900.
Hey, coming to a poor fucking minority community, you give them $900. Everyone's saying yes.
Rebuild it up.
Everyone's saying yes, and what's I'm saying? But here's the fucked up part now. They rebuilt this neighborhood. They rebuilt my high school, Roosevelt, I aforementioned. They rebuilt that. They told everybody, you know what? We're going to rebuild this high school for all the impoverished kids. This and that. What they actually did is they rebuilt it for all the kids who can afford the property value in the next few years.
Exactly.
Because all those families got kicked out to Southeast who are going to shitty schools that were just like Roosevelt. And now all these affluent kids who can afford this new neighborhood's price values are the ones going to the school.
They basically took the inner city back. They built these outer cities.
The housing prices.
They built these outer cities, lowered the price down by letting these houses, that's gentrification,
100% gentrification,
drop in value, brought it all up, kicked them out to basically a similar area, which dropped that property value.
Same schools, same type of crime, same type of everything. Same type of.
Put that money that they save by buying that up into this and out here, like look at Zupans is out there, I should say, Zupan. I mean, what else? They got New Seasons is out popping in there. Like, this is stuff that would never be out in North and Northeast Portland when I was growing up.
Never.
Not at all.
Never.
I mean, it's insane. But it's just funny to look at the history of Oregon being defined or created on the thought of being a utopia of white people.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and then looking at it like, wait.
Even the word utopia.
Like that doesn't even make any sense. But Another reason I think that's funny is because everybody thought the northern states were the ones that were safe or were great for that. But no,
Mhm.
honestly, not all of them were. I'm sure Oregon was not the only state that was trying to develop this same sort of practice. If I
No,
did some
not at all.
research, I'm sure I could.
Oh yeah. Well, just because Oregon was the first one doesn't mean it was the only one. I'm sure.
No,
What about the second one and the third one and the fourth
I
one? Because
mean,
those
down
kind of
south, I'm
segregation
sure it
were
was
just
all of
happening in
them.
Oregon.
Down south, I'm sure it was all of them. They
Hey,
probably had one part of the state they could live, and that's why they look at their states now, how segregated and still are.
let's take this back a few years. Take this. Eastern Oregon was trying to become a part of Idaho, and Idaho and Eastern Oregon is one of the most racist parts of the whole United States. So
That's
if that
crazy.
says anything to you guys, gives you an example kind of what Oregon
That's
is in a sense.
crazy. Yeah, and for how progressive we are, which is insane because you look at the protests that have been happening here. It's insane. Here to Seattle, even like I think it was in Edmonds and Linwood, all those little cities in between. There was one in Longview, Washington. I mean, little cities. All these Black Lives Matter protests, you would not believe they come from these cities that were founded on a thought of white utopia. It's
Well,
crazy.
that shows you the progressivism now and where this day and age is. It's like
Yeah.
this for this many people that are still that like that. There's this many people that aren't. So as much as I want to be like, oh, I just have faith in humanity. Still, I'm trying to say,
Yeah.
in the bigger picture, I have faith in humanity because there's a lot of people like that. Like, look at how progressive Portland's
Well,
been.
we need
Portland's
them all.
been one of the most progressive people to lead the march. We have our top
Exactly.
NBA player. We have our NBA players on Damian Lillard, man. I want to give a shout out to Damian Lillard out
Bro,
there on this show, man. That's big ups to him out
one of
there.
my
I've seen
favorite all-time Blazers, guaranteed.
one of the favorite all-time Blazers, man. He if not the
Him
best
and
Blazer.
Roy.
And yeah, Sheed. We're gonna start shouting out
Gee,
Blazers forever. That's a whole other
yeah.
show.
Anyway, we can go on for days for that.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying, with Portland, we're founded systemic racism bullshit roots that we came from. We now are one of the most progressive places, which is pretty damn cool. The Northwest in general.
I think the big part of that is these people out here. Look at the kind of companies that we have, and the kind of atmosphere that Oregon kind of has. This being that progressive unit, they were able. I won't say the white people are much more adhere to understanding what this movement means versus maybe white people from a different area,
state or different area that are like you said. There's like I said before. There's multiculturalness throughout Portland. Portland's not just all white people. It was, but it's not now. Portland's
but I'm saying
multicultural now.
I'm saying that
we're
cause of how we
understand
started,
these things. Yeah.
So the way it started, I'm saying, could possibly be part of it leading into people being more aware of it now. Because if you start something based off of this utopia of whiteness, it makes it a lot easier than if you set something up on these subtle undertones. We don't do
that
this.
Was their whole premise to base it off of. I bet there was way more injustices that people felt.
Oh,
so then it hit home harder. It fucking hit home harder. So we're like, fuck you guys.
Bro, there used to be gated off communities where black people weren't allowed. They had public lynchings. I mean, there's a ton of stuff they were doing. They literally had signs that said, you can't own property here if you're black. You can't have just certain jobs if you're black here. I mean, they did everything but just say you could not be here if you were black. They were just doing everything but saying that. So
they did the same thing to the Native Americans. They just gave them one little fucking plot of land in the casino, which is even more fucked.
They only felt good to give them the land because they were actually here. Like, we didn't get shit.
You got brought here and got shit on. It's even worse.
Shit. And that's another thing leading to, I didn't even want to go on this riff, but I'm going to do it anyway. So the term African American really gets on my nerves. Now, not to the fact that I hate when people say it. I understand why people say it. But do we say European American?
I've heard it before.
Yeah, but Asian you American. Go to an application for work, it says white, black / African American, Hispanic, blah, blah,
Latino.
Never say white.
Latino, Hispanic. It's Native American, Pacific Islander.
Never says white, European American.
No, it doesn't. It says white because they assume.
Why do they begin to automatically be the standard American?
I don't ever fucking say what I am on those.
That's what makes me mad. If it says blank, I put black.
I keep it disclosed. I keep it disclosed because I don't think it fucking matters. You know what this is? Yeah. We become a race of human beings. Let's do a little test right here, man. What's a German Shepherd and what's a Border Collie?
Yeah, they're both dogs.
Okay, what's a hawk and what's a hummingbird? Or I said it. Bird. They're birds. What are you and what am I? A fucking human being, man.
Yeah.
And when these
Human
people,
males.
yeah, we're human males. We're when we talk about that, we're not XX. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. And then we're not even gonna get. Oh yeah, but that's the only reason it bothers me. Like I said, I get it if we want to bring in like ethnicity or roots, ancestral roots into the conversation. Like, yeah, I have African roots, but I'm American, so African American. You have European roots, and you're from America, so European American, or wherever it's from, Pacific Island American, Native American. No, those things make
I
sense.
believe people, you should be proud of where you are, proud of where you're from.
Exactly,
So
and
some
that's what I'm
people are
saying.
so proud to be like, I'm Native American, or I'm Black, I'm African American.
Well, yeah. The thing
Is
is, if
you-
I'm here, I'm American,
Yeah,
regardless.
I'm an American. Yeah, I'm
I've
straight
been here
American.
since the beginning, just like they were here at the
Mhm.
beginning. I was brought here over when your parents was over here, and sometimes probably been here before a lot of these white people actually were here. My ancestors, because a lot of them come up to way after. So
Yes.
for the fact that they can be called white and I have to be called African American, just gets on my head a little bit because of that aspect.
Well, and
We
here's the
should
thing,
all be
just in
either
general,
American
white.
or we'll use our ancestral pretext and then American.
Who was it? Was it Jesse Jackson was the color wheel? What is it?
Oh,
Red? What is it? That's the most racist shit in the fucking world. Red is Native American. Yellow is Asian.
yeah,
Fucking, what is it? Black.
yeah.
It's just, it sounds so fucking ridiculous. And like,
Ridiculous.
now
You go
people still use those kind of thoughts though. This shit has, as ridiculous as that sounds, people still indoctrinate that kind of things with their beliefs.
That's the only thing that makes me upset about African American. I understand the term and it's easy. Like you want to identify somebody.
Yeah.
Hey, he was African American. Yeah, he was
Well, some
he's a white
people
guy.
don't like black, like
Wait,
you said.
what?
Some people don't.
Yeah,
like
some people
being
don't.
black.
But I consider this. I feel the same as white. If they can be white, that means they're automatically American. That means black to me. That means I'm a dark-skinned American. Because
Well,
he's a
but then
white-skinned American.
It gets in the context of the conversation where it stemmed from. Like, where do you decide? Well, what was he? Like, say if me and Zeke were out shooting basketballs, or me and Zeke were out playing soccer. Well, what is he? Well, what do you mean? What is he? It depends what the context. Why would I ever have to disclose what sort of ethnicity you were?
That's the whole part of the conversation.
It's a mental thought of where they want an ethnicity disclosed, and then they're going to use a stereotype from that disclosure. Because they're like, oh, you're playing soccer with Juan, but I bet if you're playing soccer with Jamal, you'd probably be better with Juan. If you're playing basketball with Jamal, you'd probably be better.
Yeah.
So Juan probably is better with Juan was a better.
You don't even know.
Juan was a better soccer player. Racist fucks, you know what I mean? Like, this is the truth I don't like.
I just the whole assumption that white people are automatically American because they're white is just like, and it's not like I said. I'm not here to bash white people about it. This is not. This is a systematic race problem.
I had a problem
one of those
with this.
systematic race things. We've never been considered American, even though we've been here just as long, if not longer, than most of white America's ancestral people. So why can't we be just American or Black American? You know, that's my whole take on it, and it's irritating for that fact.
For instance, I know people like in like Eastern European, Russian communities like that. Like I see a few people I've known that had to delete. Hey, I got the header block button on. Bah, it's on speed dial, and I'm letting these bums go left and right. These racists, these suckers, these big ideal bums. Back to this, that's some people. They're Eastern European, Russian descent, and they're for all the stuff going on. They're for the cops on the cop side. They're speaking up with their white brothers type things. But at the same time, I don't want to be rude to a lot of these people. These white people they're trying to speak with, these people would see them as foreigners. They wouldn't classify them. And these people would say have been here for 100 years as hardworking Eastern Europeans. But then it could be, oh, he's white, he's American, until they hear his accent. Oh, his name's Vladimir. He's Russian then. So these people have their idea of the people are fighting the wrong fight. People queue up to what the skin tone is. Like, he must be white. He must be white. It's like Dale Yard thick shit, but it doesn't work. Shit don't work. You know what I mean?
That's another thing. So, and I wanted to bring up about the whole law enforcement thing. My bad. I was trying to.
Let's segue into the law enforcement.
I thought I was going to sneeze real quick. I thought I was going to sneeze and I had to move my head. So,
I need to smoke some more, actually, guys. I've been smoking a lot of weed during this quarantine.
It's from the LA Times, and it's about, so London Breed, I guess this is like the mayor, whatever the hell it is, governor.
Oh, yeah.
Which is for
a little about this.
Yeah, pushes San Francisco reform. So police no longer respond to non-criminal calls. Now let's read a quick little excerpt. Let's just so San Francisco police officers will be replaced with trained, unarmed professionals to respond to calls for help on non-criminal matters involving mental health, the homeless, school discipline, and neighbor disputes. Okay, so real quick, as I think about that, that makes a lot of sense. Off top.
I could see that working for a lot of applications, like you're saying, when they were saying neighbor disputes, or especially people with mental health issues. These cops aren't trained. They're not, like you're saying.
Well, that's not their job, and I get that, and that's why they don't even have one way to respond when they go to places. It's either violence, arresting, or dismissal, because
if you're not equipped, if you don't have the tools equipped to do the job, for instance, like. If this cop doesn't have the mental skills to train this other guy who's on the fringe, if this guy's crazy, he doesn't know how to relate to this guy other than, like you said, using his gun out of fear, which is violence, or just using brute force or arresting somebody. He's relating to this man 0%. That's not a cop problem, right?
They're putting – this is my take. So they're putting the wrong person in charge of that.
They're employing the wrong dude for the job. He doesn't have the right credentials.
Why exactly? You're basically utilizing him incorrectly. It's like if I had a guy who can't lift 50-pound boxes, but I put him in the 100-yard, weight section to pick up things. I'm not utilizing his talents.
Hey, I lied about being proficient at Excel on my app before. That fucked me over pretty damn good. And you know what? I said I was pretty damn good at PowerPoints. You know what I'm not pretty good at? Fucking PowerPoint.
Oh yeah.
She came to bite me in the ass. Don't employ the wrong person for the fucking job.
Exactly. And the thing is, the training that they get is barely adequate enough for dealing with violent crime. So
their adequate
definitely
training
they can't
is
deal with
not even
violent, not crime. So let's like scenarios they were talking about. Like, hold on, let me read one more part of this little article real quick.
Yeah, queued up.
And just to kind of go over kind of things. So a little bit down. Talks about Eugene, Oregon. So there's a plan similar in the CAHOOTS program. I don't know what the acronym is in Eugene, Oregon, where medic and mental health crisis manager responds to emergency calls for help with individuals suffering from mental illness, homelessness. These are the kind of places that these people should be going to. They have a mobile crisis intervention unit that also performs welfare checks and works with nonprofits to offer suicide intervention and prevention.
Well, that's good. It's good to have these type of mental health things in place.
Exactly. Think about this. Somebody's, on down, want to kill himself. You're going to send a cop who's there to usually stop people who are trying to kill someone else?
Well, this not doesn't have any mental health training at all. This guy, like you said, this guy comes there to exercise his gun and badge and strength. They take tactical training to become a police officer.
Exactly. 9 times out of 10,
those have mental evaluations.
9 times out of 10, you don't need tactical training to deal with a mental issue that's especially involving suicide. Usually this person, unless you're talking about a weapon involved of some sort, like a gun or something, but we're talking, most people usually jump off of something or try to do some pills or something similar like that. So we're talking about that situation. Bringing an officer into a guy who's going to jump off a building is not going to de-escalate that situation. It will automatically
for these things.
That will automatically elevate the situation to a level that it doesn't need to be. Because now there's a cop there. Now he feels like he's in trouble because he's already feeling down.
Some people see cops and they're already fucking nervous. They're already
nervous. He's in trouble. Oh, I'm in trouble.
Some people go erratic. Just like when some people see a fucking dog. It doesn't matter what. Some people are just like, there's some things that install fear into people, and I hate that. Cops are one of them. I hate that. Why are cops a trigger for some people to install fear into somebody? They should be somebody to serve and protect, not to install fear in anybody's fucking heart.
So, check it. Police. There's like a couple specialties when it comes to police. A lot of them are like SWAT teams, special teams. This
FBI, CIA.
Usually, I'm talking about just for specific like cops, but
just like cops.
Mostly tactical based. It's like usually another tactical unit that's higher. There's one that's not that I can think of. Negotiator. That's the person that they get specially trained to deal with those situations. You know why?
There's a guy to come talk someone off the ledge. Am I not right?
Why? Because they know the cops regularly are not able to deal with those type of situations. They don't send a strike team in to handle a hostage negotiation situation.
Hey man, if
they bring
I'm
in a
employing,
specialist. They bring a specialist in.
what coach would make Tom Brady? What coach would snap the ball to Tom Brady and tell him to fucking run, put his head down and run it through the line?
And this is
You know what I mean?
yeah, this is my best part. The cops know that there's certain things that they need to bring a specialist in to talk to, but they're still doing things with the homeless. You're bringing in a cop for a homeless guy who he's probably drunk.
Perfectly segues into the topic I want to bring up.
Go ahead.
Cops need more thorough evaluations.
Yes.
There's a top tier of certain things. I believe to be a police officer, you should be in that top percentile to do that. You should be evaluated for mental health. That thing, you know how we're saying employ other people for these things that cops aren't? I'm saying cops should have stronger evaluations. They need longer training hours. They need more proven and tried ways to do more compassionate things.
Training.
They need to take some of those mental health type of classes themselves. I think that should be employed into them. Because I don't think I think they should do a better job at what they do. They don't need 10 people running around doing their job. I love it that they have that thing in Eugene, because that thing should be there anyway. There should always be something like that. There should be always extra help.
Think about this: a doctor, a surgeon. Mm-hmm. You think he graduates school in let's say 2000. He's been practicing medicine since that long. Mm-hmm. Do you think that he is not learning more as he goes along?
That's
why he's still using the same techniques he learned in 2000.
Well, that's what we were talking about Woodley. Dudes like that he's still relishing on. If the surgeon was relishing on what he did in 2000 that he graduated on and never really did shit until then.
Well, that too. But
he got to be a surgeon. He's got to keep getting better. Oh, that was a good one. He got to keep getting better.
Keep elevating because surgeries get better, techniques get different. They get more tricky. If you're not progressively learning as a medical professional, you're getting left behind because
you're becoming aggressive at your trade. If
you have to be, and think, why is not a cop? Why are we not?
It's always changing.
But what is it?
Go to bed.
Why is a cop not having that continuous training, continuous mental evaluation? That should be a continuous thing throughout their career. It shouldn't be like one time and then
now you're in.
Yeah, and if you shoot somebody, we'll give you a little checkup.
Well, check this out. After being a cop, don't you think you're going to see some pretty heavy shit throughout being a cop? You should need more mental evaluations than
all the time. That's
just because your head's spinning from the shit you're seeing.
Yeah, and not to be a dog to the cops because that's for us checking on them, make sure they're okay.
That's a tough fucking job for anybody, man.
Exactly.
I don't want to shit on cops, but they're not doing a fucking good job, and it's not because I want to say there's bad eggs out there for damn sure. Doesn't matter if you're black, white, green, purple. Exactly. Laughed about how dumb that sounds. You're a human. You make mistakes, but if you're a hateful, disgusting, racist person and you have a badge, that's obviously a fucking big problem right now.
Oh yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Storming the fucking streets.
Continuous things, and these doctors need to be able to red flag, pull people out of the service, get them out of there. We need to. I mean, and this shouldn't be a problem. You should be always continuing to get better at your job. I'm sure they're getting better weapons every year. When the new weapon comes out, they're getting better handcuffs.
They're getting better gear. Training.
But are they getting better training to de-escalate situations every year? Are they getting better training on how to take down an assailant without using deadly force? Are they getting
because
mental evaluations?
U.S. uses its police force like a tactical militarized force. We militarized our police force, but you look at other countries like Switzerland, other places like that where they have, or even UK, there's places, they don't militarize their police force. You know what I mean? The military is a different thing. The police force do their work job. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's military. I'm not
gonna beat this to death, but yeah, we're totally on the same page. Like I said, they need better training, more training. We require high standards from people like pilots and doctors. So they continue to get training and get better. We should have the same type of level.
More fucking time training than a fucking cop.
We have to require the same type of. A pastry chef goes through more training to be certified than a cop does. We got to require the same standard, at least the same standard as a pastry chef for our cops on the road. And then a pastry chef, you have to continue to learn. You have to continue to get better. You can't just go off of one thing. You have to keep going if you want to survive in the business.
You have to take
a cop. You should have to do the same exact thing.
There are criteria as a cop. Like in the military, you have to pass like a PT test, but those are.
I'm talking mental health.
You don't have to listen. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to use any sort of mental cognitive abilities. All you have to do is run.
But yeah. Anyway, so let's check this out. This is just to flip it up. The new Xbox, the new PS5
Okay.
about to come out.
Daddy likes.
So that's what we got on these specs here. Looking down them, they're pretty even. Xbox got a little better on the teraflops.
Okay, guys, if you guys can't see this, we're talking about the new Xbox 5 versus the Playoff 5, aka the PlayStation 5, because all I'm doing is playing fucking NBA 2K on it when it
Yeah,
comes out.
see, and that's the thing. If
Fuck
you're
off,
buying one of these systems and you play 2K, Madden, and Call of Duty, and that's it, you should not be buying one of these systems right now. It's, I mean, it's a lot of money just to play the 3 staple games, and it really won't matter which one you get if those are the only games you're playing.
Well, isn't that funny too? When these new systems come out, they don't come out with a shitload of games.
Well, that's the thing. And that's why the big push is now is for them to be backwards compatible. So when they come out, you can buy it and still have all the games you had on your old system still play on it. So until the games pick up, you still have things to play. Like Game Pass, like Xbox, when they switch over, Game Pass will line right back up in. You'll still have all those games you had, plus what you had. So you'll have games to play while they're releasing new shit.
Hey, I'm smiling right now. If you guys could hear a smile right now, you can hear it come through my voice. That sounds nice. I didn't like when the PlayStation fucked us over with that. When they came over to the PlayStation 4, you couldn't play a lot of the games you could like on the 3 and the 2. That was the fun part about it. You could bring the game up. But now, like we talked about Game Pass, you can find an old game.
PlayStation 4 outright won the console war. It sold more, but to me, it didn't. I know several people who've had it, got rid of it, bought it again, thought that would be good, and they only played like 2 games on it. Like,
how do you feel about this year? There was no E3. Like, I didn't get a chance to even check like a spec.
Well, they did a little thing like a week ago for the PlayStation. They're doing one next month for Xbox.
I didn't mean there wasn't, but there wasn't like the normal conference.
I know. I missed it too.
And
like
it's just like.
I mean, I'll give you the highlights of PlayStation. They have the new Spider-Man game coming out.
Okay.
And it's Miles Morales.
Okay.
Black Spider-Man.
Okay, the Black Spider-Man. See?
So it looks
I'm kind of pissed it's not Donald Glover, though. Are you with me that Childish Gambino is
too
not
old.
the Black Spider-Man? I'm pissed. Hey.
That's what they could do. They could make
a movie. They
could make a movie and maybe have him be the old version and him telling a story of when he was, but he's too old.
Let Donald Glover have his day, man.
He's too old to play him, man.
Come on, bro.
Too old.
All right. Keep going. What about the Xbox? What about that Xbox?
Xbox next month, I think it's July. July 2nd, I believe they're having their little event where they're going to come out with all the details and the price. So the price rumored right now for the PlayStation is $700. I know I said the same thing, but from reading more into that, it looks as if $500 will be the real price.
I thought it was $5. I heard rumors of $5 for both the systems outright. But I always know there's an upgrade of the system. There's always the ones that holds a little more storage. There's gonna be one.
Well, their storage are pretty similar. Everything is pretty
similar. There's always who's gonna want something a little more.
To me, and I'll pop that visual up one more time.
Yeah, pop it back up.
They both have this tower PC look to them.
Why was I gonna say that? I was like, bring it back up. That PlayStation looks like an Alienware fucking computer.
Bro, I've been saying that for like the last 2 days. That could totally be an Alienware.
It looks like PC. It looks like a ripoff. And then the fucking stupid. Hey, your face is something that looks kind of funny. Yeah,
that was a picture from a little promo picture when I was doing our little thing. That's cool. Shows up in the episode. But yeah, they definitely look like towers. Like the Xbox obviously look a little more generic, but some of the art design they've been putting pull spray paint on these Xboxes, bro.
I seen a really cool PlayStation one. The each sides of the white were both Dragon Ball Z, and it looked super tight.
Bro,
and I've seen
Vegeta. It was dope.
They both just look so. I don't know. The Xbox just looks like I don't know if y'all can see it. You guys got Comcast? It looks like the cube version of my fucking router right now. It looks like a router.
It looks like a router. The PlayStation,
is it its own router? Like, what the fuck is this
bro,
thing?
I don't know. I'm not too keen on either looks.
Is it the GameCube 2.0?
I like the Xbox look. I hope that they designed it to be cooler and run. It's supposed to run super quiet. So the air comes out the top. It has the fan in there. So I don't know. I trust Xbox to make a better PC than I would trust PlayStation.
I'm not mad.
I'll end up getting both of them most likely
at
some point.
I play both of them. You know what I mean? I got an Xbox. I've been playing Xbox more because Skate. I play Xbox a lot, a hell of a lot more.
Oh yeah, dude. We got you probably see up there. I got my Switch control, my Switch right there. My Xbox controller's up on the top. I don't know if you can see it all the way up there in the corner.
Got the PlayStation. I got PlayStation 4 right now and the Xbox hooked up to the TV. Basically, my controllers look like stormtroopers because they're both white. White controllers matter, guys.
Elite with the green.
White controllers matter.
White controllers. Oh, no.
Well, my white. See, but see, that's funny when people say shit like that because controllers are white and adamant. When you make funny jokes like that, people, I know there's gonna be somebody out there. We're saying white controllers. Yeah, see, red controllers matter too. See, what is red? Is that Native American? See, that's what I'm saying. If inanimate objects like these type of things get people fucking pumped up and shit like that and all juiced up, that's like a joke that someone's mad at. Like, this in my joke. In my joke, this right. I don't know. I'm juiced on games right now, man. Like you said, I was pumped. You said
bro.
Bring everything over. Looking at the specs, they look pretty damn identical.
Yeah, they're pretty identical.
With the same reach. They're both kickboxers. They're both from the same town. It's like what
come down to.
Who's gonna win?
A lot of people already pick PlayStation to win because PlayStation has better exclusives. Okay.
People are brand specific, man. Some dudes are Xbox.
Some people are just, and PlayStation's been out longer, so they have, they've had more systems. They've been out longer, so they got a lot of.
I'm fucking with both.
Me personally, I will get both. I'm getting the Xbox first because I just feel the Xbox will be better coming out. I love their online better. I love their interface is always better for me. Exclusives, there was only a couple on the PlayStation 4 that I really cared about playing. Other than that, there was nothing. There was God of War and Spider-Man. Those are the only two games that I couldn't get on Xbox that I wanted to play. Other than that, 2 games is not worth a system for me.
I love watching those. I love watching those video games, or those not video games, those YouTube videos sometimes, man, where it's showing the difference between graphics, where it showed Kratos from fucking PlayStation 2 and now. And it's always so phenomenal, man.
Oh, yeah.
I want to get down to brass tacks. I don't care if it's an 8-bit side scroller. I come from a day and age when video games were amazing. They were thrilling. All your friends crowded around. These games encaptured you and they made your childhood and you still remember them today. Like, why do you think people play the Switch? I still remember these games today.
Got my Switch.
That's why I don't give a fuck how good it looks. I want gameplay. And now they're focusing on
all
these new kids in this new generation. It's a more aesthetically pleasing. You see something awesome, which I'm wowed by graphics. I like it too. I'm signed up too.
Oh, love it.
But I'm not trying to excuse the gameplay for good graphics.
Don't sacrifice the gameplay for the graphics. If you can give me great graphics and gameplay, I'll take it. But I'll take a little bit less graphic for better gameplay.
Yes. Graphical output isn't always my thing because, like I said, we're old school gamers. We came from when it was 8-bit. 16-bit, 32X.
That challenge, I'm looking for that connectivity. Even a good story. I'll take away from some graphics for a good story in there. Story games are freaking awesome right now. It's one game we need to get on and connect. I want to play with you. It's you don't even have to have it. It's called A Way Out. I don't know if you played it.
No, I never heard that.
You played 2 guys in jail. And we will play together, split screen. We had to help each other get out of prison and finish.
That's cool.
But you don't need the game to play with me. You don't need I have the game, so you don't need the game to play with me. You just have to set my invite, and you can play with me.
Send me the invite, dude.
So I try to use your thing, and it doesn't set me up. So after the thing, we'll get linked up as friends, so we can do that. But let's get into real quick. I want to talk about Dave Chappelle, where we're going to our comedy bracket. I know you said you haven't seen it yet, so I don't want to talk too much about it. We'll talk more about it next episode, but people who have seen it, it's incredible. It's not, oh my God, bursting my laughter. It's just, Dave Chappelle is a great storyteller.
Yeah, he's great. At this day and age, he's a guy you always want to listen to. No matter
and I'm telling you, listen to his take on how this whole thing is. It's like 20 minutes. You can go watch it on YouTube. It's great. He hits on it. I mean, there's a little laugh in there, but it's really serious and it's really to the point and it's really poignant and it makes you think. And it's like he gets it. He talks about one part. He talks about, people haven't heard from me where they're wondering, but it's like, you know what? Fuck me. People don't need to hear from me right now.
No, people don't need to hear.
There's a whole city of people out there marching, all cities all over the world. You need to hear them. Fuck me. Hear them right now.
But he needs to understand, too, that he's the medium for those people who
don't. And that's why I think he came out with this. So let people know, hey, I'm here with you. I will do what I can type of thing. This is what he does. So he came out. I don't know, maybe he's not that guy to be in the front line, but this is kind of his way to contribute.
Well, he's assuming the position that all the forefathers in his community that before him have held. He's the torch baron. He's carrying the torch for a lot of people that spoke up,
and that's
outspoken in the community that he's in.
Yep. And that's why he needed to say something. Him saying something that was really poignant. And like I said, get a chance, check it out, bro. It's really good. Definitely worth the listen.
Well,
right?
Hey man, I respect him. Like you said, anything coming out of his mouth, it's all ears. He's like,
you'll definitely enjoy it.
He's my day and age is, I guess, like Paul Mooney or Richard Pryor. I know I grew up listening to Raw. I grew up listening to all those things, but he was my age.
Still my number one comedian of all time. He's my GOAT. But anyway, so let's get into this comedy bracket. We're trying to get this comedy bracket done so we can start naming basically the best TV show of all time.
Right.
Every genre. We're going to get different champions for different genres, and those genres are going to go head to head with each other different weeks, and eventually we're going to have the best show ever created in life, as we'll call it, the winner of the best show ever. So first matchup, we did this a little bit, Bo. Fresh Prince and Parks and Rec, man. I put it online. You know what the vote was? I got 30 votes.
Yeah.
50-50.
50-50. What?
Bro.
So that means we're going to have to decide.
50-50. So
that makes sense because that show has so many funny moments.
Both of those shows
really are iconic.
So great.
They have stars like look at Will Smith's career did, and he made such a big career for himself and his wife, let alone look who he is and look at what Chris Pratt.
Look what he's doing now in life. Not just the movies,
done.
But the motivational talks he's having with people. I mean, he did that Jordan Lucas song, oh my God.
That was pretty fire. That was pretty cool. That was tight. I didn't even know that was Will Smith. That was pretty tight.
He's got
what I'm saying is, though, like I'm saying, I can see how they went 50-50 because look at Chris Pratt.
That's a hard choice.
Guardians of the Galaxy. He's eclipsed his star. He's eclipsed his star from the show, and the show was so amazing.
Bro, Aziz Ansari.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on, dude. There's so many
characters eclipse their star from the character of the show. That's when you know it's good.
So
just like
many
Will
good
Smith
shows.
did. He eclipsed his character too. Well, he played himself, which is pretty fucking cool.
It's great, dude. It's so
how do you do that?
So
That's
great.
The story.
So great. So who you got?
Me? I'm gonna go with Big Willie style, man. Big Willie style.
Yep. And the thing is, I gotta do the same thing. So Fresh Prince takes the dub. It was hard choice. Don't get me wrong. Parks and Rec. I'll probably do another watch through that probably this next couple weeks.
The last episode I watched not too long ago, just to like, I watched the first episode, which is really weird, and then I watched the last episode on the same day. Sometimes I like to do that just to like.
Here's an easy one.
I don't know, just because I like to do that. I'm a weirdo. It's fun to do. I'm just a weirdo. You guys know.
All right, so the next one, this was an easy one for me. Key and Peele versus Living Single.
Oh, Key and Peele, man.
Yeah, the Key and Peele one on the online on the bracket, and I got to go with Key and Peele too. Love Living Single, great show. It was literally the basis for the people for Friends, but people love. It's a show to me. Living Single's better, but that was just basically the show that they
minority version. How are you going to get the popular culture, which isn't? You know how it is. Mm-hmm. People fight for this shit today. A lot of people fight today. We don't need to talk about this. A lot of people fight today. You know what I mean? For real, straight up.
All right. Next one. Let's see what we got. The Office versus Curb Your Enthusiasm.
You need to draw it up right now. You need to draw a bracket so you can cue it up just so we can see.
I know. I have to do, the one I was going to make is too big for all these I have. So I'm going to watch me whittle it down. I'll have a bracket.
But within this, Curb Your Enthusiasm and Office is fucking tough, man.
Dude.
What did the polls say? I'm curious. What did the polls
won. Office won.
Office won? I could see The Office winning just for nostalgia purposes. Curb Your Enthusiasm is a hard sell for some people. You got to be on board for that. You know what I mean? You got to be on board for Curb Your Enthusiasm. I love that show. Like,
but if you're on board with that show, it's a ride.
It's a hit.
Bro.
I'd say I think we both picked Curb Your Enthusiasm over Office.
Yeah.
But hey, popular votes. Let's go on to the next one, my man. Let's run it.
So we're gonna go with Office.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. We can't change it.
We're using that as a tiebreaker. That's the tiebreaker. So we still got to decide. We still have to pick. I'm going Curb.
I'm going Curb too.
Oh, okay. Good.
I
thought you were going Office.
Oh no, I didn't want to go the Office.
No disrespect to y'all. Y'all crazy, man. Curb is way better. I mean,
I thought we were using some of the people's vote to sway ours, but at the same time,
they're using their votes to be the tiebreaker because we don't have a third vote.
Awesome. Yes, I get it.
Next one is Seinfeld versus Martin.
Oh shit, man! I'm gonna say Seinfeld, man. It's just funny. Martin's legit. Martin's so funny.
Martin won the poll, by the way.
Martin won the poll?
Yeah.
Nice. I know I like Martin.
Yeah,
You
Martin's
see
a
that?
great
Remember when his
show.
face was flattened out?
Oh, by
Amazing.
Hitman Hearns. Thomas Hitman Hearns beat the brakes off of him.
That's
I
what I'm
wish I
saying.
had
Martin
that
was
episode
so
to cue
good.
that face up right now.
Yeah, cue it up, please. Yeah.
That was great. He beat the brakes off of him.
But Martin was so good, man. Martin was good. I liked it.
Jerome?
Oh my God.
Remember the Karate Master, dude?
Okay. Okay. You're bringing me back, man.
Okay, look. I'm going to put it like this. Martin had more belly-busting laughs.
Yeah.
Like gut busters. Like, oh, my God. But Seinfeld is like consistently hilarious throughout.
Seinfeld's that consistent what you know. It's like when you show up every week, you know what you're going to get.
You can relate to pretty much everything in it. Going to a diner and ordering something funny happened. Like
Kramer, your dumb, stupid fucking neighbor busts in asking for sugar and shit. You know what I mean?
Martin was just,
hypochondriac.
Oh my God, hilarious. He got these characters.
Martin's all over the place. Martin is the shit, dude.
Hilarious. Yes, I said hilarious.
All right, so what? It's a tiebreaker for us. So Martin won. So I was gonna say Seinfeld because I think Kramer.
What are you picking?
Me? I was going with Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
But Martin won.
Tough time right now. Either Seinfeld or Martin. I love Seinfeld. I love Seinfeld a lot. And Curb made it through, so I'm going Martin.
Yeah.
Martin wins.
I thought Curb didn't make it through. I thought Curb lost.
No, we both went Curb.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seinfeld. Let's get Seinfeld out of here.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking. I just took 3 dabs. So I was fucked up. So I was thinking before we eliminated Curb Your Enthusiasm. So I was trying to leave one of y'all in. Larry David, you're my homie.
All right, here we go.
Probably don't listen to this, but.
Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, this is
Arrested Development.
I remember this was a tough one. I think it was Sunny in Philadelphia, man. It carried so much more weight. It had stars like DeVito, other dudes. It was
the stars
so
of the show.
funny,
Fuck
man.
the stars of that show. The show is downright hilarious.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. DeVito, he's fucking hilarious.
The reason they got DeVito on the show is because
wasn't he the Penguin?
Yeah, the reason they got him on the show is
his range is crazy.
After the first season, they were like, "Yeah, we want to pick you guys up, but you guys need a little star to kind of help the show."
Yeah, to open up a little bit. Like, yeah, I see that.
And they were like, "No," and they were like, "Well, then I guess you guys are gonna be canceled." They were like, "Oh, okay, yeah." So basically, they Danny, and they said he fit in perfectly. He wasn't a huge star, but he was a big star. So he's big enough to come in there, do this kind of comedy. And
that's what I said. He was the fucking Penguin, man.
It feels authentic for him to do it. He's hilarious at it. He was the
fucking Penguin, man. He
fits in that cast perfectly. So
yeah, definitely.
Sunny definitely.
Arrested Development's good though, dude. Jason Bateman, Marco Stara. Your boy Will Arnett, man.
My wife finally found out about the show about a year ago, and she started watching. She loved it. It's a great show.
And she figured out because it's Ellen's wife, Portia de Rossi?
We had Netflix at the time, and she had never watched it. She's like, "Oh, this show is supposed to be funny." I told her, "Yeah." She started watching. She's like, "This is
you and the Bill Burr sexist."
That show is good. So next.
All right, next.
SNL, Chappelle Show.
Chappelle. Yeah. Next. I don't even think we gotta talk.
I don't even gotta explain that.
I think you know from that.
No.
Our last conversation we just had a minute ago about the man. You know what we just picked.
It was what it is. SNL is great. I love Kenan Thompson, Eddie Murphy, Adam Sandler were great. There were some great people on that show, but consistency that Chappelle Show had in those 2 seasons are better than pretty much any season that you can find of SNL. And that's just the bottom line. All right, what else we got here? Oops, that was the wrong one. Married with Children and Community.
Community probably for me, man.
I love Community.
Married with Children
was great too.
I would say Married with Children for me though. Community's cool. I like the story better. Like, to be honest, like the story, it's fulfilling, but I don't know. There's something nostalgic about the old school Married with Children where it's so funny. It's slapstick. You don't have to watch episode to episode. You know, some season you had to watch the last episode to watch the next.
Yeah.
One of those shows where you could just pick it up and have fun. So, you know what? Fuck Community. I'm going with Married with Children.
Yep, I'm right behind you. Married with Children. All right.
Ooh, that dab hit.
Let's see here. We're just about wrapping this up. Let's want to make sure we got all these shows in. What is my phone doing? My phone.
We have to have enough bracket. What is it? We're picking 16, a 16 or an 8?
Yeah,
What is
we got, let's see here. This was a 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So we got 7.
We have to do 16 so it matches up.
6,
Because
7.
a 14 bracket doesn't add up. You have to have 16.
No, it will. We have enough. I got the brackets. We have 7 winners.
All right.
We're gonna have 7 on their side, so that'll be 14, and then we'll have 28 total once we're done to go on to the next.
That was a 32. I thought 32 was a bracket system.
Yeah, we can do 20. Yeah, I did a bigger one. I did like a 68 something. It was crazy.
Shit.
I did a huge bracket. I couldn't cut any shows out. It was too hard to cut shows out.
Our bracket system is fucking. We didn't. Hey guys, we didn't go over the bracket. We're just doing it.
Hey, like I said, those are the winners. So here's the winners for the comedy. We got Fresh Prince, Net going. We got Key and Peele.
Yeah.
Curb Enthusiasm. Martin. Sunny in Philadelphia. Chappelle Show. And Married with Children.
Yeah, see, now look.
You think we need one more honorable mention show?
Well, that's what I'm saying. We're going to have one more honorable mention show so we can have 8, so we can have 2.
Okay.
Versus 2, versus 2,
because I had set up originally to go up against the other categories.
A wild card. This is like we like the NFL, the wild card.
We'll have one
wild card.
Okay.
You know what? Let's bring back one show that we eliminated that was pretty damn good.
Okay.
What's a good show?
Shows. Parks and Rec, Living Single, Office, Arrested Development, SNL, or Community. Ooh, that's tough.
I think I bring it. Living Single, man. Or no, actually, I pick SNL. Office?
Yeah, that's what my vote.
Office.
To bring back out of those shows?
I'm just trying to think of something that might eliminate one of the other guys in there that we might have snuck out.
I'm saying Office could totally eliminate one of these shows.
You know what? I'll trust your better behalf, my friend. Let's throw the Office in there.
All right. So that's going to be – we got a bracket set up for next week. We'll knock that out. I don't know, man. What else you got? You know you got some MMA to talk about.
That's what I'm saying. We started the show off by talking about what we did this weekend. I know you built some planter boxes. And I want to talk about, I'm glad you went to Lowe's to get some of your shit because you know what? Home Depot funded the fucking Trump campaign, just like fucking all those other rotten, dirty, despicable fucking companies. You know what? Lowe's doesn't. It's ran by a minority guy who sometimes actually fucking puts the apron on and works like everybody else. You know what? It's boss first leader mentality, guys. Let's get on that tip. 2020. Let's get elevated here. I'm gonna give you 5 fucking tips to help your fucking day out, guys. And remember, proper preparation prevents poor performances, guys. Let's get going. This weekend, I did a little more than just sitting on my ass, like my girlfriend told me I did. I idolized a little MMA, guys. I watched some MMA. There were some bomb-ass fights on. Everybody knows that's the only sport that's going on right now. How do you feel about that? What do you feel about MMA, the only sport going on with UFC?
I'm watching as much as I possibly can. This big thing right now is hold on. My door's sliding open. Basketball's talking about coming back. Football's around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And my big thing is like UFC really hasn't left. So I feel like it's almost like they didn't go into this COVID thing for me. So I'm more excited about the other sports coming back because UFC never really left. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I love seeing these fights come up and seeing these events pop up because it's great for my sports mind because not having anything was deadly for that little bit of time we had nothing besides cornhole. It was but I needed entertainment.
Johnsonville sponsored cornhole.
Yeah, because I mean, all the shows. There's a lot of shows that are popping right now. But think about it. In about a couple months, they're going to run out of content because they weren't filming for a while. This is all backlogs that they already had. We're going to be watching reruns for a minute, or they're going to be pushing out a lot of live stuff or a lot of other stuff. Because
and the fucked up part about what's coming up with the sports, hey, I know you're a sports fanatic. You like baseball. You like fucking hockey, probably. You probably like fucking water polo. He likes Russian handball. He likes Armenian table tennis. He likes judo underwater.
That guy on the show.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah. No, I'm just saying around. Like you like a lot more shows. I'm more of a mixed martial arts fanatic. So for this to be the only thing on, it's no. I'm unaffected.
I can already tell. Yeah. It's for you. It's great. That's what I'm saying.
On the flip side, when I like baseball too. I do like hockey. So when it comes back, I'm not gonna be mad at it. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm not gonna watch it. It's gonna entice me actually to watch it a little more just because it hasn't been on. But at the
Yeah,
same time, I haven't been bummed out
I think there's gonna be a
from the
boost.
UFC that's on.
Yeah,
So
there's
it'd
gonna
be
be a
nice.
boost in sports when it comes back, I believe. UFC is
Sport
definitely.
team revenues.
I think UFC has gained some fans, obviously, with them being the only game in town. They probably gained some fans, probably some boxing fans, some other sport fans who are looking for something competition-wise.
It's good and bad because the casual market, it's called deemed a casual,
Well,
someone who only tunes into mixed martial arts during a big fight. It's
yeah,
like
but
I've been with
a lot of
my best
casual
friend,
fans pay.
bringing the money. It brings the
That's what I'm
money in.
saying.
But at the
There's
same
usually more
time,
casual fans than
casual,
diehard fans. Usually in a bigger sport, like you go to a basketball game.
yes and
Most of those
no,
people there, most of those people in that basketball game are there
don't give a
because
fuck. They're
they like
kids.
basketball, but they're not like diehard.
They don't give a fuck. It hits his
basketball.
girlfriend on the cell phone. It's the little kid taking a
Exactly.
nap.
Like, did
A
you see
lot
that
of the
one with
time,
the guy at the hockey game?
I'm
and his
saying
girl
at a
was trying to take
UFC
selfie?
event, it's pretty. I actually think people who go to these
Yeah.
UFC events,
Oh yeah.
like the
I'm just
fights
saying
last
now
night.
it could bring in more casual fans.
It-
Not
oh,
saying that they are.
definitely.
I'm saying it could be
Definitely,
bringing in.
100% more casual fans. So what it's gonna bring is more absurd type of like fanatical money fights of who's hot, what's not.
Yeah.
The dictation of what a ranking system is and all these things are almost rubbish nowadays. And it's like I said, the casual fan is not bad. Like I said, my best friend and
No.
his girlfriend were pumped to come watch it because Ronda Rousey was fighting back in the day. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Or when someone like that's fighting. But with this on right now, hey, Jessica I fought fucking Cynthia or Cavallo last night. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Or no, 2 days ago, Saturday, which
Saturday,
girl Miss
well,
Way
it's
we talked
Monday,
about.
so yeah.
Yeah, 2 days ago. So I'm saying those two, that's not a big draw. That's not a huge headline. That's not going to make extra money for the UFC. That's not even going to bring. I wouldn't even believe that would bring a casual. Those are the
Mhm.
type of fights that people like me or people who like just watching
Yeah.
it start to tune in.
Oh yeah, I used to go on my Hulu and search for weird name promotions just to watch
Yeah,
fights and shit.
like
Like,
LFA or fucking Cage
bro, I was like, what is
Warriors
this?
or
Oh,
all those
cool.
good things.
Yeah, you watch
I
some great
like
fights.
I've been watching this thing. It's what they called Abu Dhabi Fighting Championships. In
Heard of it? I haven't seen it.
There's
I've heard of it though.
Lightning
Yeah.
Liz Tracy. She's a fighter out of Portland.
Lightning
She was
Liz
on it.
Tracy.
Lightning Liz Tracy, man. One of the same FCFF cards as your boy here.
Nice.
You
Okay.
know, local talent. So it's cool to see they're fighting in Abu Dhabi. It's cool to see. So I'm by no means a casual to mixed martial arts.
Oh no.
I'm more pumped to, like you said, segues back to this, to see another sport come back on.
Oh yeah, like I said, we're all excited. Everybody's excited for other sports. Most people who watch MMA like most other sports as well.
Oh
for the
yeah,
most part.
100%.
So yeah, we're all excited for sports to come back. Obviously for content, content's always good. But yeah, so man, these episodes seem to me, I swear they fly by. I look at the time like, damn, have we been recording that long already? And I feel like so. We're gonna go ahead and basically end this one. We got so much more content to bring you guys. I mean, we're overflowing with content, as you guys can tell. I got stuff we didn't get to today. But stay tuned, more episodes. Like I said, we got a couple special things coming this month. Look forward to that MMA special with Lou Mans. He's gonna be popping off a nice little 30-minute special of best.
Yeah, we said we got some time to burn.
All you casuals,
all
you casuals out there, I suggest you guys take a listen. When this podcast pop out with him, take a listen. It's gonna be good information for you casual fans as well as a diehard fan. So take a listen. We'll let you guys know when that pops. Hopefully in the next week or so they'll be jumping off. Other than that, man, have a great one. We'll see you guys next week.
Northwest and Chill, guys.
Might be on a Tuesday, but we'll let you know. Northwest and Chill out.